Welcome to the SafeTech DTech, our Safe Steps DTech Awards final. All right, this is the final round itself. It's going to be really, really exciting. The Safe Steps DTech Awards aim to find, fund, and support technology solutions that protect and save lives before, during, or after natural disasters. Brought to you by Prudence Foundation and supported by strategic partners, IFRC, UNDRR, AWS, AVPN, Meranti, and E27. This biannual event has a spotlight the groundbreaking disaster technologies since 2019. So today we are really very excited to be here to witness the top 7 finalists who have made it out of 112 qualified applicants for this year's awards. They went through a rigorous qualifying round and a highly competitive semi-finals, sharing their innovative solutions that save lives before, during, or after disaster. And of course, we thank you to all of you who are right here to join us for this very momentous session right here. Please give yourself a big round of applause. Yes, and of course to our fantastic top 7 as well. All right, I'm pretty sure everyone is very eager to hear this speech. All right, but first, let me invite the Executive Director of Prudence Foundation, Ms. Nicole Niao, for her opening address. A big round of applause to welcome Ms. Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and welcome to the 2025 DTech Awards. I'm Nicole, Executive Director from Prudence Foundation. Prudence Foundation, we are the community investment arm of Prudential, one of the leading life and health insurance companies across Asia and Africa. As a life insurer, we have a commitment to the life and health and well-being of individuals and families, providing protection and financial security to millions of people across Asia and Africa. We have been around for more than 176 years, and in Asia itself, we are here for more than 100 years. Prudence Foundation shares the very same objective. Our purpose is to build community resilience through strategic initiatives that focus in 2 key areas: financial literacy and inclusion, and climate and health resilience. Asia is one of the most disaster-prone regions in the world. Unfortunately, climate change has exacerbated the intensity and the frequency of disaster events across the region. The need to generate awareness and also support innovative solutions has never been greater. And Prudence Foundation, we created the DTech Awards back in 2009 with the objective to shine a spotlight on innovative solutions that can save life before, during, and after disaster. We believe that technology innovation has a very significant role to play in improving disaster preparedness, response, and recovery. This year, we have received the highest number of applications of 112. And out of these, 31 countries, 7 of them have made it to the finals today. They come from far, traveled millions of miles, well, thousands of miles to be with us here today physically. And so I hope that you will enjoy their pitches today. And before I end my speech, I would like to thank our strategic partners, IFRC, UNDRR, AVPN, E27, Miranti, and AWS. And also our panel of judges here who have contributed their time to be with us here today and to assess all our pitches. And finally, before I end my speech, I would like to call everyone to visit the booth, which is just right over there, Safe Steps, to learn more about these innovations and these startup solutions. Thank you very much and enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, Nicole, for the inspiring speech we have right here. We are proud to have Prudence Foundation as a disaster technology partner of Echelon Singapore 2025. Can we hear a big round of applause? Thank you. And with that, the Safe Steps DTech Awards 2025 finals is now open. Before we start the pitching session, allow me to introduce our panel of judges. This year, our head judge is Hervé Gazeau, Head of Strategic Partnerships at IFRC Asia Pacific Regional Office. IFRC has been a long-time humanitarian partner to the Prudence and the foundation, and of course we are very honored to have Hervé as the lead judge for this year DTech Awards. Let's give you a big round of applause to welcome Hervé. Next, we have Altun, the Chief Global Technology Product Officer of Prudential PLC. Big round of applause. Joining online via Zoom, we have Marco Toscano-Rivalta, Chief of the Regional Office for Asia and the Pacific of the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reductions, UNDRR. Big round of applause. UNDRR is also a long-time partner to the Prudence Foundation. Marco is calling in from Geneva, where it's 6 a.m. for him right now. All right, thank you so much to Marco for supporting us today. Can we give him another big round of applause? And yes, we also have our incredible judges. Wilson Ng, Senior Open Innovation Manager at Home Team Science and Technology Agency, Hatch Singapore. Big round of applause. And last but not least, Hussein Suleiman, Principal of Investments at JDI Group. A big round of applause. And without further ado, now I'd like to invite the head judge, Hervé Gazeau, to say a few words.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you, colleagues. Good morning. Very good morning to everyone. I don't want to be long, but I just want to thank the organizers and the Prudence Foundation for inviting us to be part of this and wishing the best of luck to all the finalists. I mean, we are impressed by all of them anyway, so all the best to you. And without further ado, let's get started. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hervé. And now let's turn our attention to the finalists. This year we have 2 challenge statements: climate and health and smart resilience. To all our finalists out there, each of you have 3 minutes to pitch, and the judges will have 2 minutes for the questions. All right, so you will be assessed based on several criteria: disaster resilience and applicability, technology feasibility and readiness, scalability, impact potential, resilience, and sustainability. All right, don't forget we are also live on Prudence Foundation's LinkedIn. So for those who are not here in Singapore, tune in to the pitches online. All right, so as of now, I believe we are all ready. Yes, is everyone on the ground ready as well? Can we make some noise? Come on, cheer, yes, for this exciting moment. All right, of course, let's get started with our first speech. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome our representative from Sky Air Mobility. A big round of applause.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My name is Ankit Kumar. I am the founder and CEO at Sky Air Mobility. We are essentially building accessibility through innovation. And that's what we are going to share here about our journey, how it has been, and how we are impacting people and humankind at a larger level. What we are solving for is India loses 9.8 million people every year. And about 30% of that is preventable deaths, which is coming from inaccessibility of medicines, vaccines, blood diagnostic sample reports, etc., which are going in. Out of this 9.8 million, about 1 million is coming from tuberculosis. Now, there's a lot of government programs, etc., which runs in, which has been very ineffective in terms of eradicating the tuberculosis to a larger degree. That's what we went into solving for, building a channel, building a vertical transportation ecosystem to solve for speed, to solve for expensive and unsustainable mode of transportation, and save wastages which are there. What people require is a swift response. What industry requires are cost-effective last-mile solutions, which can enable pharmaceutical companies, which can enable diagnostic companies, etc., to go and deliver things in a much faster manner. We play in a 3.2 billion TAM, which is allowing us to go and do things to a larger degree, using drones of different categories, which can go to a distance of 104 kilometers. By the way, that's a world record in our name, which we have done. We have transported medicines to far-off regions in the country of India, and trying to do that with autonomy built into the whole picture. So we have got LLM-based inputs, which goes into the Sky UTM system, which is allowing us to build L4, level 4 level of autonomy, which goes in and allows drones to travel without the need of the pilot in remote territories. These are the application segments from healthcare to disaster response, where drones have gone into firefighting and other applications which are being utilized, whether in cities, whether in hard-to-reach areas, and the e-commerce and quick commerce that we have been doing in different cities. We did about 1.2 million package deliveries with 250 tons of carbon emission that we have saved, working for Walmart, DHL, PMJ, which is the Pradhan Mantri Jan Aushadhi Yojana in India, under the undertaking to deliver in a much faster manner. This is me along with my team coming from very diverse industry segments, developing things to a larger degree, being awarded as Innovative Startup of the Year at multiple forums, even by Forbes to a larger degree, saving and creating accessibility to the world map. We anticipate to go in different dimensions and try to create the similar level of things. We are in the helm of innovation and creativity while delivering impact and essentially ensuring that the potential opportunity for us is not just about making money, but it's also about saving people, saving the humankind to a larger degree. That's where the functionality comes in, and that's where people in society is at the core of what we do today. Thank you very much.
Big round of applause. What a fantastic pitch we have right here. All right, so this is the time we'd like to, take from the judges. Any questions?
Yes, I have one question. I'd like to know your hub costs, because it's scalable for sure, but each hub will have an infrastructure cost and a maintenance cost. And connected with that is there a secondary cycle management to avoid waste? Because things perish, medication perishes and needs to be kept in a certain manner. Do you have a secondary cycle that is attached to your value chain?
So our hubs are typically are having a very less OPEX module into it. The CAPEX that goes in the hub is typically taken care by the private sector clients that we currently work with. So we are asset light on that particular model. We just operate, and we have an operating cost, which we leverage with the unit economics that we generate on every sample delivery, every medicine delivery that we do. With respect to perishables, we don't hold any inventory. So we don't have medicines or anything lying in our inventory. It's taken up from the warehouses and the inventory solutions that the client has, and we help them to do this entire stuff. For example, for Flipkart Health Plus, which is a part of Walmart, we move out from their warehouses. We have a hub within their warehouses, which takes the medicines and which transports the medicines to the hubs.
All right, we have 30 seconds, so we can take in one more question.
Yes. So just want to understand, given the current maturity in the Indian market, like how do you intend to replicate this model in other countries where the drone regulations are not so mature yet? Yeah.
So slowly and gradually, drone regulations are getting mature. I mean, we were in Nepal recently, and we figured out that the CA wants the drone regulations to actually, the drone deliveries to actually take off and things to happen. It's just that nobody has approached them, and this amount of thing has not even happened in those particular territories. But countries and the civil aviation authorities are super excited with this, and they say that the biggest element in this is also the UTM, the unmanned traffic management system that we have got, which manages the whole piece of the airspace. So which ensures that the safety and reliability is very intact, and it is able to maintain altitude at which it has to fly with certain deconfliction which needs to be maintained with other drones which are flying in the similar airspace. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to Sky Air Mobility. A big round of applause, and to our judges as well. And next up, this is the time I'd like to invite our next Robotics Cats. A big round of applause. A representative from Robotics Cats.
Cool. Good afternoon, dear judges and fellow innovators. Thank you for having me. I'm Andre, founder and CEO of Robotics Cats. Look at this image. In October 2020, a fast-moving wildfires forced families, including my friend Jojo, to leave their home in the middle of the night. The tragedies could have been prevented with earlier detections and faster actions. Wildfire are a global crisis. It threatens our lives, properties, and our climate. In fact, 85% of all wildfires are caused by human activities, meaning that they can be prevented or contained with the right technologies. Jojo knew her community will face the same threats again. She didn't want to rely on luck, and she asked me to help her to find a solution. But at that time, the available products were expensive, slow to implement, and difficult to use, out of reach of most frontline communities. Many people accept the status quo. But my experience at Cisco taught me that life-changing technologies can and should be accessible to all people. That's why we build Robotic Cats. Our solution is Lookout, an AI wildfire detection cloud platform that transforms any existing surveillance camera, public, private, or even mobile phones, into 24/7 wildfire sentinel. No new hardware required, instant deployment, simple to use. Alerts are sent to user via email, mobile app, and API. Our technology is market-ready, field-proven, and global. In Uruguay, our system detected a wildfire near a landfill at 1:42 a.m., enabling the firefighters to contain the fire before it spread. In Singapore, Australia, and across 11 countries, our platform protects millions of hackers and countless lives. And our impacts have been featured by BBC, TVB, and Calkine TV. Why Multiscam in California choose Robotic Cats? No new hardware is required, instant deployment, and at the platform work even in adverse conditions, make sure community are always protected. What sets us apart? While most players, they build walls and log in user, we build bridges collaborating with technology vendors, university, NGOs, and innovation communities. The market opportunity is vast. Our team speaks 6 languages, and with global experience and local understanding to deliver impact where it matters most. Let's return to the first image. The same place is now beautiful and peaceful, safeguarded by our technologies. Let's work together to build a safer, better world. Thank you.
For the fantastic pitch right here from Robotics Cats. And right now, the floor is yours to our judges. Any questions?
Hi, thanks for the presentation. Hussein here. Great solution, but you only handle detection right now.
Yes.
What happens after you detect a wildfire? Who is responsible for putting the fire out?
Okay, quick questions. Right now we're doing detections, and we inform the customer early to do 2 things. Call the authority, and don't try to fight the fire by yourself. Second one, prepare pack your backpack, prepare to evacuate. And we want to move to do more. That's why we partner with 4 startups. This is not my company name or advertisement. Far Foresight is a consortium team with 4 startups, 2 from Australia, 1 from US. We are competing in express wildfire. We want to detect and respond to wildfire in 10 minutes to find it and to suppress it.
Just a follow-up question to Hussein. So, as you mentioned, the response typically is given by the city level or the fire services. So, just wondering, from the user experience, like how is the authority involved? Because typically the advisory to evacuate is given by the fire services or the city level. So, is your app also advising them to take certain actions on top of what the city level will give?
Again, great questions. We have our own app platform to inform the user. And in fact, we are exploring to partner with even our innovators. They have map-based solutions. We collaborate with them, we send out to them, and we don't reinvent the wheel. There are a lot of cool map-based solutions to help city-level authority to inform the citizens and the public.
Thank you so much once again to Robotics Cats and to our judges as well. Thank you for the wonderful pitch. All right, and now I'd like to welcome from NAFAS. Let's have a big round of applause. NAFAS.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me. Thank you to the judges and the Prudence Foundation. So when you think about disasters, you're generally thinking about, wildfires, floods, earthquakes. But what if I told you that there's a disaster happening every single day? The World Health Organization has claimed that air pollution is the single largest environmental threat to human health. Over 8 million people a year die from air pollution-related diseases. And the crazy thing about this is that only 1% of development funding goes to air pollution-related projects. In fact, in 2022, fossil fuel prolonging projects outstripped air quality as funding overall. This year, with the Trump administration coming in, USAID shut down all of their air quality monitoring globally. So with NAFAS, we've already established Indonesia's largest outdoor air quality network with over 200 monitors in 25 cities and 6 million data points each year. And what this data does is it provides access to hundreds of thousands of people, free air quality data that lets them make certain decisions on an everyday basis. We also provide knowledge and research, and we partner with organizations within Indonesia, the Ministry of Health, Ministry of Technology, and multiple universities around the world. Now, NAFAS is already a leader in air quality data. We've mapped out some of the biggest outdoor air quality issues. But one of the things that we want to do, and one of the reasons why we're here, is we want to bring more of this to the market. So one of the biggest problems in emerging markets is the lack of regulation enforcement. It enables hyperlocal air pollution sources to go unchecked. So that's why when we started setting up our sensor network, we could start seeing that there's these big hotspots, but nobody knows what to do with it. And that's why with the grant, what we would do is we would build out NAFAS Source Watch. This is the ways for pollution source reporting, allowing the hundreds of thousands of people who are already using NAFAS to go in and report what is going on, what is the source. Is it a security guard burning trash? Is it an unruly factory? Is it a home business that really shouldn't be there? And what the NAFAS Source Watch is designed to do is designed to support government enforcement. Cuts have been going on in terms of funding. Government is unable to do this by themselves. So with this data, we would be able to help them shut down the factories and shut down the issues that are happening. Now, air quality data at scale, it enables advocacy and it actually influences policy. We see air as the center of all life because without air, we wouldn't be around. Now, the last thing that we want to do is with the Source Watch available, we'll be able to develop a early warning system with the government, providing alerts that are much more advanced and much more ahead of their time. So the reality that Indonesians are living in is that every single day the air quality is terrible, and it's a disaster that happens every waking moment. So with that, thank you very much, and would like to open up to some questions.
Thank you, NAFAS, for the pitch.
Yeah, thank you very much. Just a quick question. So since you mentioned that you guys actually deployed and running the sensor grid, I'd like to understand the total cost and time you took to deploy the sensor grid. Is the deployment of sensors, designing of the sensor grid part of the solution you guys are building?
So in terms of the actual sensor design, we work with partners. So we have a partner from Poland called Hervé. They're a global class sensor provider. The sensor costs anywhere from $600 to $1,000 for each location. And the implementation time is as easy as plug it in, stick it to the wall, and it's ready to go. So the actual expansion of a sensor network is relatively straightforward.
Then a quick follow-up. Then in that case, how do you go about maintenance, calibration of the sensor systems? Just to understand.
So that's a great question. So we're actually working on that now because we did a co-location with the U.S. Embassy. And the U.S. Embassy doesn't do co-locations anymore. So we're working with BRIN, which is the Indonesian Science and Technology Institute, to do calibrations and co-locations there. But across low-cost sensor network, the best thing to do is to do digital calibrations over 2 years, and then after 2 years, it's low cost. You switch it out, and you continue. The idea is just to make as much air quality data available, and for people to be able to make everyday decisions.
All right, thank you.
I think
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Just a quick one.
question.
Do you have any idea to expand beyond Indonesia? And if yes, what's the business model for that one?
In terms of expanding beyond Indonesia, we're able to go to market basically anywhere in the world. The main challenge really comes down to regulation and individual policies, not just from an environment perspective, but from a technology and a data perspective. So we're completely open to do this in other markets as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Nafas, and thank you to all questions from our judges. And up next, a big round of applause. We'd like to welcome UG Vest. Big round of applause.
Hi everyone, my name is Vivi, co-founder of UG Vest. Have you ever seen the CV of the Forbidden City? I was there 2 years ago, extremely dangerous. I kept receiving the alert from the government. And because of the climate change, those severity and the frequent become more serious nowadays for the climate disasters. And we did see a lot of economic loss at peak time for the climate economic loss globally, and charting in the regulations globally for the regulation for the climate risk. And nowadays, we think it is so important for climate risk pricing. And UGVest was founded in 2017. We focus on climate risk analytics. And we have corporates, financial institutions, academic research clients. Our team comes from the industry, over 15 years of experience from climate tech, data scientists, or financial industries, engineering. 85% of our core staff accounts from the R&D department. And we have a lot of collaboration, especially for the university. There's more than 100 universities using our climate data for their modeling and research. And recently we have published for the Hong Kong government for the climate risk to the public housing analysis. So today I'm going to talk about climate risk model. UGVest has the climate risk model covers 8 extreme weather hazards, including tropical cyclone, flooding, and with the projection for the climate change scenario, which is so important because we leverage on global data. We have so many data sources. And more important, we leverage on the AI technology for the data processing, especially for the satellite image process. Because of that, we can locate in parallel the grid resolution down to 5 meters to 5 meters. We auto detect each of the building with the impact for the extreme hazards, let's say tropical cyclones. So we fill the gaps about data missing, and we solve the problem. One is the data missing, one is projection, comparing with traditional actuarial model. We have a lot of use cases. We increase the efficiency and accuracy for the climate risk projections. So for the cat bond, as example, for the short term, 3 to 5 days prediction for the tropical cyclones. So traditionally, there's a actuarial model, but lack of data or problem for the granularity. So bond price went down before the hurricane working camp. However, because of data, we located each of the buildings and we do the projection for the potential track for the tropical cyclone, even more granularity compared with US FEMA. We consider about the material of the constructions for the short-term period. For long-term period, we also fine-tune the actuarial model for the pricing for the premium. We have already been used in the insurance and the reinsurance company for the wildfires or flooding. Also, similar to the China problem, ASEAN is lacking of data for a lot of places. We solved the problem for that. I love the use case for the financial institution, but also for the construction firm for their civil planning. Thanks.
Thank you. Big round of applause for UGVest. And right now, questions from the judges.
Yes, we have a question from Marco online.
Okay.
So thank you very much. My question is whether it applies also to extreme heat and heat waves, and if yes, how?
That's a very good question. We actually have a U.S. client, regional bank, focused on heat wave. And we also consider about the extreme high temperature and low temperature applied for the banking stress testing. And especially for the agricultural business, we actually have a lot of use cases. For example, dairy firm, they consider about extreme high temperature over 38 degrees. The cow doesn't produce, they decrease the production of the milk. So we actually have a lot of use cases for the agriculture business, for the extreme heat, and also in terms of the health problem for the heat wave.
Yeah, just one small question from me. Sorry. Who would you describe as your main client right now, and how is the business going? Yeah.
Okay, we have three types of clients. Financial institutions, including banking, insurance, reinsurance, asset managers, and hedge fund. And we have the corporates, including a lot of listed companies for the compliance, but also for like a construction firm, mining industry, for their civil planning or site enhancement, and also academic research. We have more than 100 universities. We are SaaS-based, subscription-based, so it's our business model, or like a index, like for the AUM, like fee charge.
So just one last question. I mean, given ongoing climate change, the unpredictability of the weather patterns, how do you account for the changing weather patterns?
The four walls of a hospital. We see this in tens and thousands in refugee camps and disaster relief alike. We send tents, we send blankets, we send food, but often fundamental warmth is overlooked. Traditional heating in this context does not work. Toxic fumes, open flames, kerosene stoves, these are not only inadequate, but they are dangerous. And this problem is here to stay, with the number on your screen you see today increasing to 200 million by 2030 due to increase in climate-forced migration. And I witnessed this firsthand growing up with parents in the humanitarian sector. So inspired by this, at university, studying product design and technology, I decided to do something about it. Mat Zero, an impact-first enterprise challenging the status quo on how we deliver humanitarian aid. A first of its kind, solar-powered heated mat heating the person, not the space. We had advanced heating systems and auto-temperature regulation, making it safe, durable, and able to roll out in any type of shelter, including field hospitals. We've also built in essential maintenance and repair, which are critical for these type of conditions. We've tested it in world-class facilities, such as the Energy Lab in the United Kingdom, but more importantly, tested on the ground with real people in Nepal, with earthquake-prone villages. It's here we learned not only did they use this to get a good night's sleep, but to recover from illness and to keep children warm without lighting a fire inside. And experts in the Ukraine said this could be an absolute game changer in delivering this aid. I have an incredible team behind me, supporting me scaling up this from a prototype all the way to scale up. And together we are developing a dual business model, selling both commercially to help fund our humanitarian efforts and reinvesting that to build scale, reliability, and cost reductions. Mat Zero delivers immediate physical relief, something you can feel, touch, and use right away. But we recognize we cannot do this alone. So this isn't just a pitch. This is a call to help us put thousands of these mats in the field this winter, through your roles, responsibilities, and networks. and we already have the match funding secured with current investors. So let's put warmth where it's needed the most, not just for survival, but for dignity and a chance to feel human again. My name is Shri, I'm the CEO of MetZero. Thanks so much.
Wow, big round of applause for MetZero. And now, questions from the judges.
Yes, I think I want to start with the last part first. So, great initiative, I really love it. The question is, you need availability in the field.
Yes.
So how do you manage the penetration into response infrastructures? Because essentially, when something happens and the first responders arrive on scene, they need to be equipped already with the necessities. So how do you penetrate into that? Because that's going to be the make or break for this.
Absolutely, yeah. So this is what we're, you're rightly so, we're seeking out today, the right partners to be able to do this. We recognize that you cannot schedule for these disasters. That's the nature of them. So working together in a way where we could stockpile the kit. It has an extremely long shelf life, so that we're able to stockpile to 5 to 10 years, and so that they can be rapidly deployed in any scenario. Our batteries are sodium-ion, and these can actually be flown with aviation, which differ from lithium-ion batteries, so therefore you can get within that 24-hour response time.
Just one small question from me. Great presentation, by the way.
Thank you.
What's the existing business model? You kind of have to fund. Are you funding the humanitarian efforts through the business itself, or are you calling for financial aid to sustain your humanitarian efforts?
So a bit of both. As we are a startup, we are launching first the UK market for the camping and leisure sector at more of a premium price tag to help fund our humanitarian efforts. But we also recognize that we can't reach potentially the scale we need to through that model. So together with the right partners, we'd like to fundraise depending on the necessary deployment of the mats so that we're able to get impact quicker, essentially that way. Yeah.
Just a quick one. What's the percentage of your gross margins that's going into the humanitarian efforts from your overall sales?
It's a good question. We've only just launched to market, so that number is still building up. So it comes with the scaling up of our business and the humanitarian aids, but I'm happy to take that offline and over the further conversation with you later.
Thank you.
Thanks so
Big
much.
round of applause for MetZero. And yes, up next, let's welcome Naksa. Big round of applause, everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Uttam Pudasaini. I am the product lead at Dasta, a digital platform for household-centric anticipatory action. So today I am here to share a story from Nepal. This is a Dodara Chandani municipality, a flood-prone city from far west Nepal. In 2023, the city was flooded. Despite a medium-sized flooding, 8 people lost their life and several were affected. And among the affected was Kalawati, a mother of 4 from a marginalized farming community. Kalawati was affected because she was not aware of her household level risk. She did not receive any early warning information in a language she could understand before the disaster, and the coordination effort in her community was not well coordinated. So fast forward 2024, the municipality was flooded again, and this time, due to extreme climate, it was an unforeseen event. It was 624 millimeter rainfall in a single day. The entire municipality was flooded. There was a possible loss of life of 250 people, but guess what happened? There were 0 casualties. So how did this happen? This was possible because our solution, Dasta, was implemented together with the local government official ahead of the disaster, before almost like 1 year ago, before the disaster. And using Dasta, we did 4 major things. Dasta was used to calculate household level risk for all the household and disseminate this information to each and every single household. The household level information was then used to send early warning information even to people like Kalawati who did not have access to a smartphone. She has a basic normal phone. And also the household level information was used by the local government for coordinating the emergency response effort. And as a result, we moved from community level blanket approach to household centric targeted approach so that we could save life of people like Kalavati. Because of these disaster focused functionalities of Dasta, in just 2 years, we have scaled to communities in Nepal and Bangladesh. 30,000 risk assessment, 80,000 risk communication masses, and safe evacuation of 250 people. And we have received support from multiple organizations to do it. And currently, we are working on software as a service and also hybrid consulting services as a business model for long-term sustainability. So before I end, let's think of Kalavati for a moment. So people like Kalavati, her life was saved because Dasta's data-driven early action was implemented ahead of disaster. So please join hands in scaling Dasta to save million more like Kalavati so that we can have data-driven anticipatory action and transform the entire paradigm from response-based to preparedness-focused. Thank you.
Thank you, Nexa. And now, questions from the judges.
Thank you. We have a question from Marco online.
Okay, from Marco.
So thank you very much for the presentation. My question is whether in your risk assessment you take into account also vulnerability and in particular persons with disabilities.
Yeah, thank you so much. So for our risk assessment, we use a composite vulnerability index. There are around 98 indicators. We are using modified informed risk model. So there are 4 categories of it, like social vulnerability, physical, economic, and geographic. And we also take into account the hazard model. So there is a multi-criteria assessment function we have built in Dasta. And local government, as per their context, they can assign their weight to these different parameters. So yes, the answer is yes, we take into account those vulnerabilities. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. Quite impressive, because what you're opening up is an ability to provide insurability on an individual asset basis, which we usually don't have. We're going into whole communities and then work with governments on this. So how are you going to commercialize this then, and how are you going to enable then collaborations with insurance companies like ours? How can you provide the data and we can work together then on insurability for those communities?
Yeah, thank you so much. That's an interesting question. And being someone who have a lived experience of Nepal, which is a multi-hazard prone country, what I have seen is in vulnerable communities, there is zero concept of insurance. We do not do insurance. Even if we do insurance, it has to be funded by some humanitarian organization, sadly. So what we are promoting through our platform is also this concept of climate, like index-based insurance concept for this multiple hazard concept, and we are doing co-financing. So sometime when we receive the funding, the local government covers some part of the insurance and also the funding covers some part. So we are gradually doing the sensitization, and the ultimate goal is to reach household level insurance so that we can save life ahead of disaster, but it's going to be a long journey in these communities. Thank you.
Thank you, Nexa. Big round of applause. What a wonderful presentation. And next, we'd like to welcome Yayasan Bencana. Big round of applause. Our final team for our pitching.
Hello, my name is Nasheen from Disaster Map Foundation. Last year alone, over 200 million people used our maps to save lives and assets. I'm here to share how we're turning social media into an emergency coordination network. In a disaster, information is the most important resource. Yet, according to the IPCC, one of the greatest barriers to climate adaptation is a lack of timely, relevant information. However, we live in a time where the world generates over 400 million terabytes of data per day, and people are actively posting on social media during disasters. This is geotagged, time-stamped data representing a ready-made sensor network to tap into. The challenge then is not a lack of data. The challenge is that there's too much of it. How can we verify this quickly enough so that we can transform the noise of social media into useful information for decision-making? That's why we designed Pata Bencana, Disaster Map. Our software plugs into existing social media channels and listens for keywords like flood or fire or earthquake. An AI chatbot will then automatically respond to those posts asking users, are you really in a disaster? The bot will then help users to submit a report by confirming their location, adding a photo and description, and within seconds, that report appears on a live map which is free and accessible for anyone to use. This is a screenshot of the map during periods of flooding. All of the dots are reports that have been submitted by people on the ground. We reach millions of people every day because it doesn't require anyone to download a new app. Instead, we meet people where they already are, on Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and turn millions of phones into a decentralized sensor network. Government agencies are monitoring the map to respond to resident needs and update it with official information. They say that it is the fastest information source they have and has not only improved the speed of response, but has also improved preparedness and coordination. Because instead of concentrating decision-making tools in a small handful of people, every single person has access to life-saving data through their mobile phones. Over 900 humanitarian organizations and businesses use our data. We started as a city-scale flood mapping project in 2017, have since grown to a nationwide multi-hazard platform for not only for all of Indonesia, but for all of the Philippines as well, and we're piloting in new regions. Disaster coordination is just the beginning. Communities are using the same system to support recovery and reduce food waste. We're looking for partners and funders to sustain these lifelines and scale them to where they're needed most. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow, what a wonderful pitch and questions from judges.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the presentation. Quick question. Given that it's a crowdsourced information, correct? How do you validate the data? I mean, given the prevalence of deepfakes on videos, and how do you validate all this information coming into the system?
Yeah, thanks. That's a great and important question. So I'm really proud to say that since 2017, we haven't had a single false report. The reason of this, there's many layers of verification built in. First of all, of course, this data is being fed into the government system, so they're able to monitor this. Because it's a community-generated data, the number of reports also corroborate each other. And because it's reliant on a community network, we've built in flagging systems where people can flag that, hey, you know, someone has said there's flood in my neighborhood and it's not there. I can flag this. It immediately alerts the administrators. But importantly, in the very early processes in the first years, we worked with behavioral scientists to design the reporting system such that the threshold was low enough that if you're in a disaster, it's easy enough to report. But if you're not going to sit around messing with people to submit a report because it requires a level of effort. We also have a feature, where partners like the government, the Red Cross, and other partners can submit a report that has the badge with their logo, so that further verifies the data that's coming in.
Quick question from me. What's your existing business model?
So for the last 8 years, we've been operating as a nonprofit funded primarily through grants and philanthropic donations. However, we are transitioning to a dual licensing model that would help us balance the open non-commercial use with sustainable commercial partnerships. And we believe in this because a lot of businesses have already been using our data, are using it. And I was just at the GPDRR in Switzerland meeting with insurance companies who've said that this is exactly the kind of data they're missing. It's extremely local, contextual, which is missing in a lot of climate data sets. And it's precisely why agencies like NASA, the Indonesian Space Agency, use our data because it provides a resolution that current data sets don't have.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Yayasan Peta Bachana. Big round of applause. And of course, with this, we have come to an end of our top 7 startup pitches. Thank you so much to all our finalists for presenting all the amazing solutions. Of course, a big round of applause to our judges as well. Big round of applause. And yes, for those who are joining us in person for the segment or via the live streaming on LinkedIn, we'll see you at 1:50 later on for the award segment starting at 2 p.m. All right, of course, while our judges will deliberate and we invite the finalists and Prudence Foundation's guests to the lunch served at the round table zone. Thank you so much. Big round of applause. And of course, if you happen to miss any of the amazing sessions earlier or even for the day one itself, all right, this is where you can actually scan the QR.
Chairs are on the table. The floor has been swept. It's closing time and I'm a little tired. It's a long time since I've slept. But things are moving forward. I'm ready to move on. Heading for a brand new start at the break of dawn. Here I come, you better watch out. You better beware, the rumor is out. Nothing can stop me, I'm going for gold. I'm out of the dark, I'm out of the cold. Here I come, you better watch out. You better beware, the rumor is out. Nothing can stop me, I'm going for gold. I'm out of the dark, I'm out of the cold. Tomorrow's getting closer. Yesterday is gone. A destination nowhere. I travel on my own. Here I come. You better watch out. You better beware. The rumor is out. Nothing can stop me. I'm going for gold. I'm out of the dark. I'm out of the cold. Here I come. You better watch out. You better beware. The rumor is out. Nothing can stop me. I'm going for gold. I'm out of the dark. I'm out of the cold. People have written books, some have a great look that covers the magazines for kids who are 17. But I don't know what to do, staring into the blue sky and just waiting for a sign. Some, they are certain of what awaits them when it all ends. But I don't know what will happen to me. Will I be remembered in a century? Like dust in the wind, or the talk of the town that we are living in. Well, I don't know, how could I know what lies ahead of me? Am I part of a grander master plan? Will I be washed away like lines in the sand? Some people that put their faith into someone who's half their age, reading from a torn out page from a book filled with lies. But I don't know what to do. I'm staring into the blue sky and just waiting for a sign. Some, they are certain of what awaits them when it all ends. But I don't know what will happen to me. Will I be remembered in a century? Like dust in the wind, or the talk of the town that we are living in. Well, I don't know. No, I don't know. How could I know what lies ahead of me? Am I part of a grander master plan? Will I be washed away like lines in the sand? Happen to me? Will I be remembered in this century? Or will I be forgotten like dust in the wind? or the talk of the town that we are living in. I don't know what will happen to me. Will I be remembered in a century, or will I be forgotten like dust in the wind, or the talk of the town that we are living in? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. How could I know what lies ahead of me? Am I part of a grander master plan? Will I be washed away just like lines in the sand?
You'd be the one for me. Won't you tell me how you feel? I shared my dream with you until the morning. Everybody else have done it right. Coming out to see me try. As I turn away and cry, you run up to me and take my hand. I wish you were the one who made me whole, and I won't be turned. You and I should be the ones to learn. All I want to say, ain't no good to look the other way. Once again I'm on the run, far away from all the fun. It seems I'm bound to be away from you. I never meant to drive you off this way, and I won't be turned. You and I should be the ones to learn. All I want to say, ain't no good to look the other way.
very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those who are just back from the lunch itself, and of course, for those who are already joining us on the live streaming itself, we're going to kickstart with our really exciting segment very shortly at 2 p.m. And of course, this is the point I'd like to call for more people to join in right now. Feel free to make yourself feel comfortable. We have plenty of seats right here. This is going to be a really exciting segment altogether. The Safe Steps DTech program, the awards presentation, and we look forward to seeing more people right here to join us. All right. Once again, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are feeling, more energized out after the quick lunch itself, and probably a fantastic lunch for sure. To those who are on the live stream on LinkedIn, a big hi to you as well. Yes, and this is where we come to the very exciting segment of Safe Steps DTech program, the awards presentation right here. So before we share with you who the winners are, I would like to invite our head judge, Hervé Gazeau, Head of Strategic Partnerships at IFRC Asia Pacific AP Regional Office, to say a few words. A big round of applause. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Maybe I should start by saying a few thank yous. First, I would like really to thank Prudence Foundation for bringing us together for this very inspiring event today, which is a culmination, as you know, as a very long journey that we started a few months back, online, on the distance, and today in Singapore from different parts of the world. So thank you so much, and also acknowledging all our partners here, E27, the United Nations Disaster Risk Reduction. I think Marco is joining us. It's still very early in Geneva. Thank you, Marco, for being with us. I don't know if we can see you on the screen so we can say thank you to you. Thank you. And then AVPN, Meranti, E27, and all the partners involved. So thank you so much. The number two is on behalf of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies and my own, really congratulating all the participants from the bottom of our heart, saying that we are so inspired and impressed by all what we've heard today and all the great work that has been behind it, all the visionary ideas. And we really believe there's a lot of potential in all of them, regardless of the results. So really, this big congratulations, and I mean, beyond the results, we look forward to keep being in touch, contacting, and see how we can, expand the partnerships in the region. It was not easy to choose, so I will not announce the winners now. I will leave it to Prudence, but I just want to say that we tried to come from different perspectives. Of course, the most obvious is we looked at the technical part, because that's about technologies, right? That's where we are here. So we looked at the maturity of the technology, we looked at the different options and the different technologies, and for that one, I'm the least expert of the judge, so we took that into consideration, of course. The second part we looked into is really the scalability in terms of the business model behind it, not only in your own context, but also beyond the borders, how this could be proposed not only in more developed economies, but also in economies that are the ones most struggling with disasters and health crises. So how your systems can be also adapted in those contexts. And we all know that with the shift of development and humanitarian funding in the world as we know it these days, I mean, it's going to be increasingly important to have solutions from the private sector, from the communities themselves that actually can complement the efforts from governments. So most importantly, the last one, which is the one closest to my heart, is of course from the perspective of the human side of it and how we actually focus on the most vulnerable who are impacted by disasters and crises. And we know disasters are not knowing borders, but also not, they're also discriminating. So I think from these three perspectives, we try to combine our different expertise. And I want to thank all my fellow judges that I learned a lot from them today also, personally, so thank you so much. And I will not be too long, because I think we are all waiting to hear the results. So again, congratulations to all. We look forward to be in touch, regardless of the results, and all the best for further taking your innovations to the next level. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Hervé. Wow, for the closing remarks, and of course to share on how the judges, have been putting so much effort to come up with the results that we've all been waiting for. And of course, next, I would like to invite a very important person, a strong champion and supporter of the DTech Awards, Miss Diana Guzman, Chair of Prudence Foundation and Chief Sustainability Officer for Prudential PLC. Big round of applause.
Thank you very much. I thought I was at the end, so I got a little out of surprise, but I'm going to be very quick because I know we're all waiting to hear who the winners are, but for me, literally, they're all winners because it's amazing what we just learned today. All these innovations are needed in the world, period, right? So if we had unlimited funds to support them, they all will be obviously getting the biggest prize. But I think my role here is just to tell you why we do this. Prudence Foundation is the philanthropic arm of Prudential PLC. Prudential's purpose is for every life, for every future. For us, this is more than just insurance. For us, it's about how are we going to prevent disasters? How are we going to anticipate and improve the lives, not only of our customers, but on the millions of people that live in our markets in Asia and Africa? Unfortunately, until we're not able to mitigate climate change impacts will just continue to increase. That's a given. If you don't mitigate a risk, it will come back at you, right? But the money that is moving to innovations that can help us adapt and create that resilience is not even a fraction of the money that is going to mitigation. So how are we going to be able to keep people safe while at the same time trying to create a world where we can exist as we know it right now in an even much better? So Prudence Foundation is focused on understanding how can we build that resilience in Asia and Africa. Our role here is to shed light, to spotlight, and to elevate those innovators that are really bringing meaningful solutions to the world. But we don't have unlimited funds. So my call to action today, for those here, but also for those that are watching, is that these guys and all the innovators out there need all of our support. We have limited funds. They need more funds. They need more connections. They need more visibility. They need more guidance, more steering, more support. Everything is needed because what they're doing today, you might need it tomorrow. These regions seem far away, right? Nepal. But anyone can be caught in a disaster nowadays. There's a high probability that many of us will in our lifetime. So this is not only about those, them, it's about us. So thank you for participating in DTech. Thank you to our judges. You're great. And thank you for all of you for attending today. And to the Prudence Foundation team, you did a great job. So happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana. Please kindly remain on stage. Yes, for the important segment, of course. Thank you so much for the really inspiring and heartfelt closing remarks right here. And yes, this is the point in time I'd like to invite Nicole Nelt, Executive Director of Prudence Foundation, to also join Diana on stage. A round of applause. And this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Congratulations again to all the teams for making it to this stage. You have shown immense passion, creativity, and impact in your solutions. And now, this is the time for us to reveal our winners. May I invite Diana and Nico to please step forward to the center area? All right. And now, let's start with the climate and health track. For the second runner-up, taking home a USD 15,000 cash prize, the third place winner is Nafas. Big round of applause. Woohoo! And now, congratulations once again to Nafas. We're going for our first runner-up, receiving USD 25,000. The second place winner is Met Zero. Big round of applause. Her shoes. I can see her shoes from a distance away. Like really shining. Congratulations. Oh, can we have one more picture for the photographer? All right, for the video. 1, 2, 3, big smile. Once again, big round of applause for Net Zero. And now, the top winner of the climate and health category, receiving a USD 35,000 cash prize, that goes to Sky Air Mobility. Big round of applause! Wow! Woohoo! Congratulations! Wow! And one for the videographer, definitely. Can we give another big round of applause to our winner, Sky Air Mobility. Wow. And now, we are moving on to the Smart Resilience track. The third runner-up, receiving a USD 10,000 cash prize, the fourth place winner is Robotics Cats. Big round of applause. Wow. And yes, for the videographer. Thank you so much. A big round of applause once again for Robotics Cats. And now for our second runner-up, taking home a USD 15,000. The third place winner is UG Vest. Big round of applause. Woohoo. Congratulations once again to UG Fest. And this is the moment right now on the first runner-up, receiving a USD 25,000 cash prize. The second place winner is Naksa. Big round of applause. Woo-hoo! Congratulations. Yes, look at our videographer. Is it all captured? Oh, good. All right, guys, this is the most exciting moment for this category. And finally, the first place winner in Smart Resilience, awarded USD 35,000 cash prize, and that goes to Yayasan Peta Bencana. Big round of applause. Come on. Woo-hoo! Congratulations. Wow. And one more for the videographer right here. Alright, may I invite our three ladies to please kindly remain on stage? Yes, to our lady from Yayasan Peta Bencana as well. Yes, and of course, along with Nico and Diana, because we're going to invite all our winners to join us on stage, and of course with all our judges as well for a group photo. This is a moment to remember, and we must capture this beautiful moment. Yes, you can hold on. This is definitely a moment to remember right here for our Safe Steps DTech Awards. Alright, can we have more people to shift to the right? Okay, let's space it out a little bit, and then of course the rest of you can squeeze in a little, but you can try to, yes, yeah, maybe you can hold a bit higher. Someone can hold it higher. yes, someone can hold at the lower area. All right, then shift slightly more to this side. More to my side, yes, shift more to this side. Okay, so that we are more balanced, and yes. A lot more, yes, so we are more balanced. 1, 2, 3. Big smile. Ready for the video. Alright, this is the moment. Yes, for the videographer right here. Yes. Everybody say yay! Woohoo! All good? We've got all. Thank you so much. Once again, please give a big round of applause to all our winners and finalists. Thank you. And to all our judges. Thank you so much to Nico and Diana as well. Yes, thank you so much. And of course, to all our winners and finalists, your work is helping to shape a more sustainable, healthier, and resilient future altogether. Congratulations once again to all our winners. Big round of applause, everyone. Come on. And yes, with this, we've now come to an end of the Safe Steps DTech Awards program. On behalf of Prudence Foundation and E27, thank you so much for the entire DTech ecosystem partners and supporters to not only help support these innovative startups, but also the disaster tech as the enablers and solutions to help save lives before, during, and after disaster events. All the winners are showcasing their solutions at the DTech Pavilion. All right, so please do feel free to visit their booths and check out their solutions. And with that, thank you so much. Let's give another big round of applause. Yes, thank you. And once again, if you have actually missed out on any of the amazing sessions yesterday, or you find yourself wanting to, really recap on some of these sessions, all right, not to worry because we have got you covered all. All you need to do is to basically scan on our QR code, which will be flashing on the screen.